Hello my friends, welcome to the metal shop, back to the Skycam. This just a quick overview here and we'll get started on the latest project here at the metal shop. And we're going to base it on this Jackson X Series Adrian Smith guitar. And I originally bought this just for the neck. I was going to use the neck in another project, but this is a nice guitar. I mean, the bones of it are all there. You know, we have a nice thick Charvel Jackson body with the input jack here on the side, even if it is kind of the crappy Asian ones that I don't really care for. We have a nice neck without the stupid truss rod cutout here, which I really can't stand. I'm just an old school guy. I'm just a traditionalist. I want my Strat headstock Charvels. I don't, EVH guitars, whatever. I don't want this wheel truss rod down there. I just don't like the aesthetics of it. I'll take the neck off and adjust it down there. Whatever it may be. Anyway, sorry, I digress. This is the latest project, and what I'm going to do with this is it was sitting over here. You could see it from where my wife and I sit and watch TV. I was kind of tossing around some ideas, and she doesn't, give me a whole lot of input, but she said, I think that thing needs some gold on it. And I was like, I love gold. I'm down for that. So my idea was we'll do like a pearloid pick guard, 3 humbuckers, and we're going to turn this into like a Sambora, a cross between his Kramers, the Jersey Star, and his Fenders, which this is more like the Fenders. So we're going to do a pearloid pick guard. We're going to do 3 humbuckers. And I'm going to do the gold rings around each humbucker. We're going to do master volume, master tone. We're not going to put the knobs, the Fender knobs, the way they are like that in the way. Gold Floyd, gold strap buttons, gold everything. Gold screws. And I had bought this online, and you get, this is right out of the pages of Cheap is Expensive. You get what you pay for. This is 3-ply. It's supposed to be 3-ply, and it is, but it is so thin. And quite honestly, and this one, it's not cut for a Floyd, so I was going to modify it, like I modify everything. But I got to looking at it, and I was just like, the way the humbucker, it didn't match up. See what they did? They moved it back to make room for the 3. That's not the proper way to do it. These are oversized to accommodate a covered humbucker, and I'm not. So what I did was I ended up buying one custom made from Warmouth, cut to my specs. It'll have the 5-way. It has the 3 humbuckers. It's cut for a Floyd. The spacing is correct. No, I did not have them drill it out for knobs at all. I'm going to do that myself. And the other thing about this piece of crap, this is supposed to be like an aged pearloid. Well, this is very white, and it looks okay, but this is what it's supposed to look like. And when you see the 2 of them compared to one another, it's pretty stark. So the one I got from Warmouth is a nice aged pearloid like this. What else? So, fingers crossed here that when we start pulling this thing apart, and I'll go to a time lapse and we'll pull this thing apart, is that I have room for the 3 humbuckers under here. If not, I'm all in. We're going to route. But, and I just wanted to show you some, one of the parts. Just a quick little preview here. We got these nice Goto machine heads with the pearloid buttons. And these match the Jacksons. Jackson makes the Goto tune, or sorry, Goto makes the Jackson tuners anyway. These match the footprint, so I don't have to drill any extra holes, but look at those. Those are nice. And they're like $50. I mean, so worth it. The one, I have DiMarzio, really good DiMarzio clones for super distortion pickups with a trembucker, a Floyd spaced, Gibson spaced, and I'm going to have alternating gold black pole pieces. Telling you that if we're going to go first class on this thing the entire way. Really excited about this project. But anyway, let's go to the time lapse, and like I said, fingers crossed, let's see what we have under this bridge. All right, cool. All right, well, bummer. You saw watching the time lapse, and I'm really irritated because I did a time lapse of me tearing out the Floyd, taking off the tuners and the Floyd Rose clamp and everything, and I know I hit record and I saw the little time lapse wheel going, but when I went to move the camera, the phone had shut off and hadn't recorded any time lapse whatsoever. So, okay, whatever. Great job. This is a little bit nice. You know, if we got full size pots in here, they do say made in Korea. I got the Asian made pickups in here. Again, that's like a DiMarzio clone. That's what Adrian used. But the bummer of all bummers is this. I guess it's nice that they, that they don't route a swimming pool, but even the Strat head Charvels back in the day, the Haldsworths and the whatevers had the swimming pool route in there. And you saw that with the 22 fret fingerboard with the extension, you have to remove this pickup to slide it out. So, is what it is. Nice shielding paint. I don't have any shielding paint. I have the adhesive, the copper adhesive, but I think if like I said I'm all in. I think if I route this thing for the humbuckers, and I have a router, but I also have a friend who has a Bridgeport mill, and that is probably the way to go. That Bridgeport mill just does a clean job, and I really like that. So I will probably do that once I have the pick guard, and we will do this thing right. Weird little thing here where there's no paint in here. I think that's probably, I'm almost guaranteed that this was not routed for the recess wasn't routed and it was white, and they planned on putting it on top and it was a mistake, and like, oh wait, no, this has to be routed for flush. And this cover here, the screws aren't staggered like every Fender, every Jackson, every Charvel cover. I don't care for this. That stinks. I'm going to have to drill new holes to use the other cover that I want. This brings up, you saw me tape, you didn't see me because I lost the footage, but anyway, I taped the screws right to this. Do that right away. Tape the screws right to it or you will lose them. I took off the tuners, put the little screws. I save every Ziploc bag, these funny, tiny little Ziploc bags. I save every one I get, and they come in perfectly handy like this. These nice Jackson Goto tuners. I got a smaller one in there with the Floyd. Sorry for the little screws for the back of the tuners. I'm looking at the Floyd. That's what's going on right there, because I'm going to put the string retainer and the really nice Floyd clamp, and that's R3. It's pretty nice. It looks nicer than the 1000 clamp. I don't, it's pretty nice. This, which I can't stand, these are thin. They have this indentation. I don't like those at all. In the bag. Yes, I have these tiny little pick guard screws. I gotta find, there we go, perfect. See, I save all these little things right there. And I've got tons of these black pick guard screws. I don't know that I really need to save them, so. Anyway, this is where we stand for today. I need to wait for that Warmouth pick guard. Probably be here, I'm guessing, in about a week. It's, it is custom made to order. We'll get that. We'll get this traced out. We'll get this routed on the Bridgeport mill, I'm thinking. I'll buy some shielding paint, and we'll make this nice. I'm telling you, this is going to be first class all the way. The one thing that I'm going to, quote unquote, skimp on is I bought those really nice decals. I bought the stars, the Richie Sambora stars, to go over the dot inlays, and it came with extra. Richie's guitar has a star here on the first fret, and it came with 2 extra, I think, and so one of them will go right over this Adrian Smith signature up there, and another one, 2 extra, and another one will go here. It's not as big as the ones he had on his guitar, but it will look nice. I'm leaving these in for now because it had a good setup. I just want to get some measurements on them before I swap them for the gold. And I use this little tool I have. As I was saying, I have this super handy little gauge. I don't know if I think this is, it says it's made for sewing, but this is really nice. You go like so, and they're a tad different. Not shockingly at all. Anyway, you go like this, and then we can read and make a mark, write down your measurements, and we can go from there. So anyway, join me when we get the pick guard and we do the next step in this Richie Sambora Strat build. Cool. Skycam. All right, well, let's get a little bit more work done on the Sambora project here. I just want to get the tuners mounted up, the Floyd locking clamp and string retainer, and let's get the stars put on the neck. And it should be noted that the stars are actually mounted as if you're viewing it this way, like this. Sorry, like this. So you kind of get 2 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not mounted this way. If a star has a bottom and a top. Anyway, so they go like this. Oh yeah, one other thing. I meant to give a little PSA about your soldering iron. And what I always do, I learned this the hard way, didn't burn my house down, but when my guitar workbench used to be in the basement, I neglected to turn it off. And I left it on overnight, 12 hours plus. Thankfully, nothing happened, but it was scary when I discovered that. So now I always unplug it. You can see the plug right back there. I always unplug it from the wall, plug it in to use it, turn it off, unplug it every single time. Just a little PSA. So anyway, let's go to the Skycam and get a little bit more work done. All right, well, I don't know if you could tell from the time lapse, but I've given a pause here just out of sheer frustration for just garbage parts. You can hear it in my voice. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. It's like this locking clamp that came with the Floyd Rose Special that I got, it's garbage. It is absolute garbage. It's not as tall as a regular Floyd Rose locking clamp. Even from the one off the Floyd Rose Special that came on this, the slots are way too deep. Even with 2 shims, I could just see it with my eye. It's not tall enough. And I'm like, all right. You see me comparing it to, this is a real made in Germany. It's an R2. And it's like the other thing, even the one I took off here, I commented when I took it off, the edges are crisp and sharp and the thing's got a good weight to it. This weighs nothing and it's too small. These are the clamps, the locking pieces off the one I took off this guitar that came with a Floyd Rose Special. They don't fit. They don't fit in this thing. Whatever this piece of junk is it a knockoff of a Floyd Rose 1000? I mean, oh my goodness. I paid for a real Floyd Rose Special, whatever it is. And correct me, maybe I'm clueless here. Maybe the Special, this has got a nice feel to it. This has got a nice weight to it. Is the Special different than the 1000? And then this, the Goto tuners, I put them in, I start to tighten down the little ferrules here, and look at this. Can you see that? I put these side by side for comparison. I'll try and show you. There is, okay, the washer is thicker, that's nice, but the threads are shorter by a solid 1/16 of an inch plus. 3/32 of an inch less threads on the Goto tuners there that I'm like, really? I haven't tightened these up yet. You know, I tighten the screws in the back first because I'm afraid they're going to strip out. You know, there's just not enough threads there. They're all right. But it's very, 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 very frustrating. You know, it's like, seriously. I mean, how much do these Asian companies need to save? How much metal did we save by making this thing this much, not wide enough, not tall enough? By how much did we save by making the little ferrules there, whatever you want to call those things that screw the tuners in place? How much did we save by shaving 3/32 of an inch off of each one? I mean, seriously, when does it end? Junk. All right, well, I think I'm going to close out this video here. You saw me put the stars down. We can go and peel the transfer tape off. The instructions say to wait 10 minutes in between. Let it sit for 10 minutes before you peel it off. And it just works out. Put one on, put the next one on, put them all on, and then do some rubbing, you know, with a little, if you have one of those little plastic squeegees or something like that. I think you saw me use a toothbrush. Backside of my tool here, my Floyd tool there. These things stick like mad, and they really last good. They last a long time. I have very good experience with these. They're a little, you know, they're a little chintz, I guess. You know, they're not, obviously they're not a real inlay. Can you see? Yeah, we can see up there. I did on the up on the headstock, and it doesn't quite cover the Adrian Smith signature, but it looks kind of cool because it looks like you got a star and some swirlies around it. I don't know. And I did do one here on the body. This isn't as big as the ones on his Richie's Kramers and or the Jersey Star, but you know, it's nice. It kind of looks the part there. And I did also, can we see that? I stuck the 24th fret ones here under the Floyd. You're never going to see them. All right, so that has been, oh, Skycam. That has been just some dress up. We got the tuners, string retainer, kind of half. I don't know if I'm going to keep searching for a proper clamp for this, or I kind of like the black with the gold. I don't know. I just, you know, guys, I'm building these guitars and I am selling them, but I have a standard. You know, I build these things like I built it for myself, and I won't use crap on them. You know, I want it to be nice. I'm gonna, you know, if I really like this and it doesn't sell, or if I really like it, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep playing it, and you know, I build it out of love for these things. You know, this is something that I find really cool and that I really want for myself, and so, you know, I pass that along, that standard that it's built like I built it for myself. So as always, my friends, thanks for watching. Truly appreciate your support. Give me a like. Give me a sub, please. Please, please, please give me the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Doesn't cost anything. If you enjoyed the video, if you got anything from it, please, please give me that thumbs up. Should I go this way? I don't know. Thumbs up. Share the video if anybody's doing the sharing. I would really appreciate it. And hit me up in the comments. Still reply to all of my comments. All right, my friends, those tuners, they look, the gold and the, you know, those pearloid buttons there, that looks nice. And the stars, we're classing up the joint. All right, my friends. Again, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.